Good morning, students. Once again, I'm here to connect you all through online classes. In the previous video, I have explained you about control and coordination. This video also, I'm going to continue with the same lesson, endocrine system. Before I start the lesson, I want you to ask a question, children. What is the best time to study? What is the best time to study? Is it day or night? Early morning or evening? These are the questions arising in your mind many a times. Yes, children. So, is there a best time to study? Yes, children. Morning hours 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. our brain functions 100%. You'll understood, children? In the morning hours 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. our brain functions 100%. And in the night hours our brain functions 20%. And from morning 6 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. in the evening, till then our brain functions 50%. Okay, children, I hope you have understood which is the best time to study. Yes, children, it is the morning hours. Yes, children, why we have to select morning hours? Because brain is refreshed and ready for information, and it is the early hours of the day, children, and natural light keeps us alert. You all understood, children? Which is the best time to study? It is the early morning. This video, I am going to explain you endocrine system, children. In endocrine system, what you are going to learn? Meaning of hormones, characters of hormones, glands, differences between endocrine and exocrine glands, and what is the need for endocrine system. What is the meaning of hormones, children? Hormones are chemical messengers or informational molecules produced by ductless glands, children. What are hormones? Hormones are chemical messengers or informational molecules produced by ductless glands. So when I say ductless, what are ductless? Ductless means without tubes. The glands release the secretion directly into the blood or into the circulatory system, children. They don't have ducts or tubes. Okay, so before going to know the more information about hormones, what are glands? Glands are nothing but they are the cells or tissues or organs that produce secretion for performing a particular function. So what are glands? Glands are it might be a single cell, or it might be a tissue, or it might be an organ. So a cell, tissue, or an organ that produces a secretion performing a particular function. So glands are nothing but it is a cell, tissue, or an organ that produces secretion, children. That secretion is nothing but hormones. They are the chemical messengers for performing particular function. Now you all understood, children, what are hormones? Hormones are chemical messengers, or we can even say they are informational molecules, and these are released or translocated into the blood or carried from one part of the body to the other part by circulatory system. So the glands release the secretion into the circulatory system or into the blood, which is carried from one part of the body to the other part to bring about various activities. Now when I say glands, children, you all know glands are cells or tissues or organs that produce a secretion for performing a particular function. There are 4 types of glands, children. For your syllabus, you have only endocrine glands, but still you should know some of the information about other glands also, which are found in our body. There are 4 types of glands, that is exocrine glands. What are exocrine glands? Exo means in Greek outside, and we have crinin. Crinin means to secrete. Crinin means to secrete. So exo means outside. Crinin means to secrete. Okay, children. So exocrine glands secrete the chemicals or the hormones through the ducts, children, through the tubes. Ducts means they are nothing but the tubes like this. So they secrete the chemical substances through the tubes or the ducts. For example, you can have gastric glands. Gastric glands secrete the juice, gastric juice, through the ducts or through the tubes. And mammary glands secrete milk through mammary ducts. And sweat glands secrete sweat through sweat ducts. So these are called as exocrine glands. Then what about endocrine glands? In Greek, endon. Endon means within and crine means to secrete, as I told you. So these are ductless glands. They don't have ducts or tubes, children. Directly they release into the blood. And for example, you have thyroid. Thyroid which is present in the neck region. Thyroid is a gland which is found, it is a endocrine gland which is found in the neck region. It secretes an hormone thyroxine. Thyroxine is also called personality hormone. So that hormone is secreted by thyroid, which is an endocrine gland found in the neck region. And you have pituitary gland. It plays a very important role in our body. It secretes a growth hormone, and many more hormones are secreted by pituitary gland. Adrenal gland also. Adrenal glands secrete adrenaline. Okay, so these are the different types of glands, and many endocrine glands are present in our body. So few of them I mentioned here. These secrete the chemicals or the hormones into the blood. These thyroid, pituitary gland, adrenal gland, these secretes the hormones directly into the blood. And we have heterocrine glands. What are these heterocrine glands? These are mixed glands, children. Mixed glands means, heteros means different. So for example, you can have pancreas. So when you study pancreas, if you take structure of pancreas, which will be leaf-like structure, half of the pancreas will act like exocrine. Half of it act like exocrine, and the other half act like endocrine. Half of the pancreas act like exocrine and the other half acts like endocrine, and that's why we call it as heterocrine gland. Okay, children, or we call it as mixed gland. Now what are mixed organs? So these mixed organs are also take up the function of endocrine activity only. What are those? These are the organs of cell forming or metabolic organs, where they help in production of new cells. What are those? They are testes and ovaries. So testes in case of males and ovaries in case of females. These are also endocrine glands only, but these are said to be mixed organs. Mixed organs which take up the function of endocrine activity. Now what are the differences between endocrine and exocrine glands? So as I told you, children, endocrine glands are ductless glands. They secrete the hormones or the chemical substances directly into the blood. That's why they are called ductless glands. What about exocrine? These are duct glands. They secrete the hormones or chemical enzymes through the tubes or ducts. And second one, these endocrine glands pour the secretion into the blood or circulatory system. As I told you, they secrete directly into the blood, and these secrete through the ducts or through the tubes or vessels we can call. And endocrine glands, the secretion consists of hormones. In endocrine glands, what secretion they give out, that secretion consists of hormones, whereas in exocrine glands the secretion consists of various enzymes, mucus, excretory substances and many lubricants. They secrete out enzymes. Basically, enzymes are proteinous substances. So these substances are given out through exocrine glands, whereas endocrine glands give out the chemical substances or hormones. What is the need for endocrine system to our body? We already have nervous system. Yes, sir, children, we learnt about nervous system. Even endocrine system plays a very important role. What is the need of endocrine system for our body? The first thing is, you can even say need for endocrine system or limitations of nervous system. So nervous system is very, very important. Nervous system brings about control and coordination, reflex action, reflex arc. All these are taken care by nervous system. But there are some shortcomings regarding to nervous system, children. What is that? Nerve impulses. Nervous system in nervous system, the messages are carried in the form of nerve impulses or electrical impulses. These electrical impulses do not reach every cell of the body. It reaches from sensory neurons to motor neurons to sensory neurons. Okay, we can see from brain to spinal cord, but these nerve impulses do not reach every cell of a body. And the second one is the effect of nervous system is a short duration. If you have seen the reflex action and reflex arc, it is an immediate automatic response to an external stimulus. Okay, immediately you can see, and it will not retain for a longer period of time, and it is not continuous also, children. The effect of nerve impulses is a short duration and it cannot pass continuously. But if you see in endocrine system, these shortcomings are overcome in endocrine system. We can see in endocrine system, glands secrete chemicals which diffuse throughout the body, children. From cell to cell you can see there is blood carries from one cell to the other cell the chemicals or the hormones. And every cell has receptors, children, for picking up chemical information. So every cell has receptors and these receptors pick up the chemical information, and the information is passed continuously, and the passage of information is of course very slow, but it targets all the cells. In nervous system we see immediate and very quick, but in endocrine system the chemical messengers are carried from cell to cell but very slowly, but targets all the cells. Endocrine system controls and coordinates many processes of the body, whereas nervous system has no role. So nervous system is also very important, children. Nervous system plays a very important role in carrying the impulses from all the sense organs and bring about coordination. But even in endocrine system we can see many processes of the body is taken care because of endocrine system. So what are those? That is cell permeability. So when you see that is a cell has a membrane called semi-permeable membrane. This semi-permeable membrane will allow the important nutrients to move in and out of the cell. This we call it as permeability. That is done with the help of endocrine system. Even cell division, okay, so the division of the nucleus, division of the cytoplasm, okay, that is done because of the cell division. Even cell growth and even cell differentiation into is modified into tissues into organs. So this is done with the endocrine system. And development of organs, and we can see very important secondary sex characteristics. We can see that when you are learning about testes and ovaries, you will learn, that is gonads, you are going to learn about secondary sex characteristics. So secondary sex characteristics, masculine characteristics and feminine characteristics and several other activities are under the control of endocrine system. Okay children, in the next video we are going to learn about next part of the endocrine system, that is components of endocrine system, location of endocrine glands and the hormones secreted by them and the functions. Okay children, thank you.